Why, hello everybody, and welcome to the Truly Odd podcast, where we bring you the latest in game news and movie news. I'm your host, Joe Garcia. So grab your controllers, get your popcorn, and let's go ahead and dive right on into these topics, shall we? Starting with our game news topics of the day. And our first game news topic of the day is regarding Naughty Dog's Intergalactic Heretic Prophet has entered the localization phase of development. So let's go ahead and take a look here. I'll break down to you guys kind of what localization phase airs after I read to you guys what's going on here in this article. But so what's going on here? Naughty Dog is reportedly recruiting localization staff for the Intergalactic Heretic Prophet, a step typically taken late in production, hinting at the sci-fi IP is further along than expected. Uh, Revealed back in 2024 at the Game Awards, the game follows bounty hunter Jade A. Munn on a remote planet, making marking Naughty Dog's first major departure from Uncharted and The Last of Us in 2 decades. Director Neil Druckmann described the project as incredible, emphasizing that the reveal only showed the tip of the iceberg, with fans speculating a 2027 release. I'm assuming this is going to be coming out on the PlayStation 6, if that's going to come out next year. So I think this will probably be our day one exclusive for the PS6. I think that's what they're going to wait for. But localization phase of development means they're trying to get people in to change the language. As you can see here, they're looking to dub it in Japan, dub it in France, and the localization QA basically makes sure that all the readable dialogue in the game is proper in French and in Japanese and stuff like that. And this does typically happen later on in production. However, I think that the case for this one is, depending on how massive the game is, depends on how much localization work needs to be done pretty early. I'm pretty sure all the scripting and things like that are done as far as like the actual subtitles for the game, and I'm assuming this is more subtitle-esque QA testing that needs to be done, making sure things are spelled correctly, pronounced correctly, and stuff like that. It's a pretty big aspect of the game, but I think this is probably for a trailer. Excuse me, guys. I think this is we're looking at a Game Awards trailer, and the localization QA is probably for that, so they can release the trailer and the gameplay in multiple different countries with the subtitles on, so players could look at it. So I don't think this is necessarily the position for, how do I say this? It is the position for the game and further on, but it's not for the actual release of the game, because I don't think we're going to see this game till late 2026 or 2027, depending on when the PlayStation 6 is going to be coming out. So we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening there. But let me know what you guys think of this game possibly going into the localization phase. Do you think they're further along than anticipated? Or do you think, like me, they're kind of focusing more on trailer reveals, gameplay reveals that they're going to be releasing during the Game Awards and things? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to our next game news topic of the day. And our next game news topic is about the PS4. The PS4 will reportedly start losing some services as of 2026. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Starting spring of 2026, new PS4 games will lose access to core services like user profiles, title storage, and APIs and media APIs. Excuse me, guys. Discouraging future development for the console, which makes sense. Sony will stop prioritizing PS4 titles with its PlayStation Plus in January of 2026, with with the existing catalog of third-party games gradually removed thereafter, with major features being retired and no new AAA except for Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Sony appears poised to fully wind down the PS4 support ahead of the PS6 launch in possible 2027 or 2026. So, guys, what do you guys think? I think that the support for the PS4 has gone on long enough, honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys here. Most most games, the fact that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is going to be coming out on the PS4 is wild to me. Because remember, games need to be developed for the lowest common denominator. Yeah, they can drop graphical fidelity and things of that sort, but still, games need to be developed for the lowest common denominator, PS4, and so you kind of hinder new games from looking as good as they're going to look or being as good as they can be because the lower end consoles and the lower end devices can't support the higher end inputs of what other consoles can handle. Anyways, that being said, the fact that PS4 has lasted this long, and if you're still playing on the PS4, that's awesome. But you guys will lose key features coming soon. So if you are on PS4, hold out for the PlayStation 6. It's just a little longer. And let me know what you guys think of this in the comments down below. Are you sad that they're going to be stopping support of the PS4 come 2026? All right, guys, that being said, let's move over to our next game news topic of the day. And our next game news topic, well, our next three game news topics are regarding Xbox because this Game Pass stuff has just gone all over the place. And something that just came up was apparently putting Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on Xbox Game Pass reportedly cost Microsoft about $300 million in sales. Let's go ahead and take a look here at this article from Game Rant. A Bloomberg report claims that Microsoft forfeited an estimated $300 million in sales by offering Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on Xbox Game Pass at launch, as many players opted to stream rather than purchase. Xbox Game Pass Unlimited jumped $10 per month, triggering mass cancellations that temporarily crashed the unsubscribe page just ahead of the Black Ops 7 release. Despite fanatical Despite financial concerns, the Xbox Game Pass Unlimited expanded from 492 to 838 games in under 15 months and added perks like Fortnite Crew, though it's unclear if subscribers feel the benefits justify the rise of the cost. So, but the big news here and the most important news is the fact that Microsoft lost $300 million because they released, okay, it's a reported, it's not a guaranteed 300 million, but if you take the analytics of how many players on Xbox Game Pass played the Call of Duty Black Ops 6, it could have added up to $300 million if they all decided to purchase the game. So let's just call it 300 million. That's a lot of damn money, and they gambled by putting this on Xbox Game Pass. That just goes to show how Xbox Game Pass can be a hindrance to new games being a day one release, and can be a hindrance to other studios reportedly losing lots of money by putting it on Xbox Game Pass. Because if it's on Xbox Game Pass, that means you're probably not going to be getting Steam purchases. You're already losing the Xbox crowd. So right then and there, you lose two fields in general if you're going to be putting it on Xbox Game Pass Unlimited. So I don't know how much they're paying out other studios to have a first day party release. They're probably spending a lot of money. So it all depends on what they're going on in the back end. But the reason this came up and the reason this is interesting news is because not a lot of people noticed, but some people did point out, if you look here at this image of what they were advertising, showing you all their games and their prices and all their benefits and all that stuff, a lot of people noticed here down in the left corner, excuse me guys, I'll zoom in for you. If they notice down here, down in the left corner, it says Call of Duty Black Ops 7 coming soon. So a lot of people might have assumed that it was coming to Xbox Game Pass. But if you continue to read this little article right here, or this little, whatever they call those things, the legal notes, right here, excluding Call of Duty titles. So, right there. So I'm not sure if the excluding Call of Duty titles is just for this portion, this last portion here, excluding PC games that require third-party launches and are played on Battle.net, excluding, so it's just excluding Call of Duty games because of how much money they lost when they launched their Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on Xbox Game Pass. So that's probably why we're not getting Call of Duty Black Ops 7 on Xbox Game Pass, because of how much money they missed out on. And we're going to probably see, once we see how many units are sold, once we see how much money that the game is made, we'll probably be able to calculate just how much money they might have lost on Black Ops 6. But let me know what you guys think of this in the comments down below. Do you think they missed out on $300 million, or do you think it's a little less than that? All right, guys, that being said, let's go ahead and move on to our next game news topic of the day. And again, we're talking Xbox Game Pass here. Looks like the former FTC chair criticizes Xbox Game Pass's price hike, citing fallout from the Microsoft Activision merger. Let's go ahead and take a look here at this article. So here are some analytics. We'll go over that in a second, but let me break down for you guys what's going on. The former FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commissions, which kind of approves mergers and things of that sort. The former Federal Trade Commission chair, Lena Kahan, forgive me if I'm pronouncing her name wrong, echoed criticism of Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard and has led to negative outcomes for gamers and developers, including rising Game Pass costs and studio closures. Lawyer Lee Hepner, I don't know who that is, highlighted Microsoft's prior claim that Xbox Game Pass prices will not rise post merger, showing data showing accelerated hikes since the $75.4 billion closure. Game Pass has faced mounted criticism from industry veterans and players alike. So let's go ahead and take a look at this analytics here that they're talking about. Hold on one second, guys. So it looks like the monthly price comparison from when they first started to where they're going. The gold is Game Pass Unlimited and the blue is Netflix. So as you can see, Netflix has risen very gradually over the years, but it kind of matching with inflation, I guess you can say. Whereas Xbox Game Pass has drastically just gone up and now has surpassed, I guess, Netflix, according to this. What is this? July 10th, 2023, Judge Scott Core rejected FTC's effort to block the Microsoft acquisition merger. So I guess someone was attempting to block. That we had some details here. Let's see. In March of 2003, Microsoft told the court Game Pass prices will not increase as a result of the Microsoft and Activision merger. On July 10th, 2023, the federal judge whose son works at Microsoft, rejected the FTC's cancellation to the merger. Once again, Lena Call was right. And let's see, what did she say here? She said Microsoft's acquisition of Activision has been followed by significant price hikes and layoffs, harming both gamers and developers, as we've seen across sections, increasing market consolidations and increasing prices often go hand in hand. Forgive me if I'm reading that wrong, guys. My dyslexia kind of kicked in at the end there. But I do find this very, very interesting, especially the fact this is very shady stuff going on. The son, whose son worked at the mic. If this is true information, now I haven't verified this or looked into this any further than this article, but let's say this is true. That's very shady things going on, and it looks like Microsoft was lying to the court saying that they weren't going to raise prices. Now I know that prices need to be raised regarding inflation, and I'm sure the courts know that. But to have them just brutally just price hike like that after they finally got that merger is kind of ridiculous, especially the amount that they showed here in this article. But let me know what you guys think of this in the comments down below. How do you feel about this merger going through because someone's son was there? Do you think that's true? I don't know. I'm not going to look into it any further than this article. I'm just going to assume that all the information given is correct until someone else comes out and corrects it otherwise, which I'll let you guys know if they do so. But yeah, I think this is pretty wild and pretty interesting stuff going on regarding Xbox and Game Pass and stuff like that. Speaking of, is going to lead us into our next topic of the day, again regarding Xbox. Sorry guys, it's an Xbox heavy day, but there's a lot of information going on regarding this Game Pass stuff. So looks like Microsoft has reportedly teased a free ad-supported Xbox Cloud gaming tier amid all the backlash. Let's go ahead and take a look at this article here. So according to this article, mind you, this is all a rumor currently. It's reportedly, which means that people are saying it's not guaranteed. It's just reportedly. That's what it. But I hearken those to rumors because no one's really said so officially. Microsoft may launch a free ad-supported version of Xbox Game Pass, offering up a 5 hour of gameplay per month. I don't know how that would work. With 1 hour session caps and pre-rolling ads. I really don't know how that would work. I think it'd be maybe you play 5 hours, then you have to watch ads. Maybe you play hour, then you have to watch ads. I really don't know how this would function, but let me go ahead and finish up here. The tier would also allow users to stream selected titles, free play day games, a game tier that uh a game tier to their and games tied to their. I'm gonna start that over, guys. My bad. The tier would allow users to stream titles, free play day games, which means there'll be days where there's free to play games, and games tied to their Microsoft account across PC, console, and mobile devices. The beta test follows a steep Xbox Game Pass price increase, obviously, prompting mass cancellation and raising questions about whether a free tier can help retain frustrated users. Forgive me, guys, I was struggling through that. But essentially, an ad supported tier. And honestly, I don't know how this would work. I don't know how I would feel about this. I'm assuming it would work and you have to watch an ad, then you get to play for an hour, then you have to watch an ad. Now, how long those ads are, I don't know. Maybe they'll do something like they do on Tubi, where you watch, I don't know, like 1 to 2 to 3 minutes of ads, and then you go ahead and watch an hour of the film or the whole film. It all varies. Or does that Amazon? Or Amazon does it? I forget who does it. Someone does it where you watch all the ads at the beginning and then you can watch everything all the way through. So yeah, I don't know how I would handle that. It's interesting because I don't know how I'd feel. I might be able to use something like this, an ad supported tier, to like play games that I'm interested in, but I don't necessarily want to buy. And what type of games would be available for that kind of tier? There's just so many questions behind this. But let me know what you guys think. How would you handle an ad supported tier if this was your company? Number one. Number two, would you be interested in an ad supported tier of Xbox Game Pass? Would that be something you guys would be interested in trying out despite these price hikes? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Alright, guys, and that's a wrap for our video games news topics of the day. Let's go ahead and move over to our movie news topic of the day. First thing we're going to talk about is this past weekend's box office. Let's go ahead and take a look here. This weekend's box office, we saw the release of our number one movie, which was the Taylor Swift official release party of a Showgirl, which made $33 million. Now, mind you, these, I don't know if these are the actuals. It should be sometime later today where we get the actuals. Let me refresh the page. Actuals are the actual numbers, and sometimes we just get the reported numbers. Refreshing the page, yeah, this looks like it's the actuals. So, $33 million for that at number one. Number two was One Battle After Another at $11.1 million. And a shame with the Smashing Machine at number three, only making $6 million. That's a big failure for that movie. We'll talk about why soon. At number four, we got Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, at $5.2 million. And number five, we got The Conjuring, The Last Rites at $4 million. And number six, hanging in there, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle at $3.5 million. We saw the re-release of Avatar: The Way of Water, making $3.1 million. And at number eight, we got The Strangers Chapter 2, dropping down to $2.8 million. And number nine, we got Good Boy, which I was looking forward to. I actually forgot it was coming out this weekend, so I might have to check that out soon, at $2.2 million. And at number 10, The Long Walk, which I absolutely loved, at $1.7 million. Now, so the Smashing Machine making $6 million at the box office is kind of sad, and because everyone considered Dwayne Johnson the, what is it, box office steroids or whatever the hell they called him back in the day. This movie cost about $40 to $50 million to make, with reportedly, supposedly, there's different numbers here and there, but around $40 to $50 million, and it debuting at $6 million just shows how much of a box office flop this is going to end up being for the studio and the team behind the Smashing Machine. Really sad to see there. The big success, I would say, is the Taylor Swift one. Already worldwide, we're sitting at $46 million. I think this is very successful, and Taylor Swift's going to continue to up her career doing stuff like this. I think this is her second time doing something of this sort, if I'm not mistaken. One Battle After Another kind of seems to continue to disappoint the studio, coming up at $100 million. I believe this was a $200 million budget or $250 million budget, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if we can look up what the budget was here. So the budget for this movie was reported somewhere around the 175. Sorry guys, I was way off. Uh, let's see. The break even point would be 300 million. So yeah, around 130 million dollars, 175 million dollars, give or take. So yeah, this is not doing very well for the studio over at Warner Brothers, but they've had a successful year, so we'll see what ends up happening. The big success is still, I have to say, Demon Slayer. Wow, what a number! $633 million worldwide. They're fucking celebrating heavily over there. So hopefully we get those other movies pretty soon. But what stands out to you guys about the weekend box office? What are you guys interested in talking about? And did you see any of these movies? And what movie did you guys like the most? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to our next movie news topic. And our next movie news topic is the final trailer for Predator Badlands just dropped today. And I had a chance to take a look at it. And, you know, I've been very excited for this. I'm a big Predator fan. I feel like the franchise just was 1 and 2 are phenomenal, and everything else from there has been mediocre. So I'm really hoping for a very awesome, cool movie. Prey was pretty fun and entertaining, so I was just really hoping this movie would be good. And their first couple trailers really captured my attention and really got me excited. Now this trailer really focused on more of the action aspect. I like the other trailer more than I like this one. I felt like this trailer was very lackluster for some reason. However, I do think that this poster is absolutely awesome. This poster looks so cool. We get some interesting looks at new characters and new things. We see this machine fighting this monster. Now I think that's going to be piloted by oh my god, what's her name? Elle Fanning's character. We also see there might be 2 Elle Fannings taking place in this movie. We see this little cool monkey creature. We also see this interesting elephant-looking creature. So everything looks fun for this movie, but I just felt like this trailer didn't really, I don't know, it didn't really capture my attention like I felt that it should. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you enjoy this trailer? And are you interested in seeing this movie? I cannot wait to check this movie out. I feel like we've had a very droughty kind of film season. I haven't even been to the movies because movies haven't really just jumped out to me. So I'm interested in getting out of the drought and back into the weekly releases of movies, and I cannot wait to see something like Predator Badlands. I'm very, very excited. It's probably my most anticipated movie for the year. I got to look at the list, but I think it's still my most anticipated movie for the rest of the year. But let me know what you guys think of the trailer in the comments down below. I'll have everything in the description if you guys want to take a look at everything for yourself. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and move on to our next movie news topic of the day. And our next movie news topic is regarding Ron Howard is set to direct Alone at Dawn for Amazon MGM, starring Adam Driver and Anne Hathaway. Let's go ahead and take a look here. So this movie is based on the best-selling book by Dan Skilsing and Larry Chapman. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing those names wrong. The film follows a posthumous, excuse me. The film is following a posthumous Medal of Honor investigation into Air Force Combat Control John Chapman's heroic final mission. Adam Driver, a former Marine, leads the cast alongside Anne Hathaway or Ron Howard, directing and producing under Image Entertainment. First look deal with Amazon MGM's. The script is penned by Michael Russell Gunn with revisions by Aaron Carceda Wilson and Amy Harsgun. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing their name. I'm not good with names. But this does sound very interesting. If you haven't seen this title of this book, let me pull it up for you guys if we can get an image of it. Where is, I thought I had it saved here. Sorry about this, guys. I guess I was wrong. Let me pull it up again then. Pull it up for you guys so you can see what this is based off a best-selling novel that's pretty interesting. It's about this gentleman right here. Here we go. Thought I saved it. There it is. So this is the book that they're discussing. Here's the Special Forces operator. And it seems very interesting. So I'm very curious, just from this part alone. Medal of Honor recipient John Chapman and the untold story of the world's deadliest special operations force. So I'd be very curious, especially it seems that they might lean into the action aspect of a film like this. So I feel like it would very much stand out and very much be good. And Ron Howard is an absolutely phenomenal director. Adam Driver is a phenomenal actor. Anne Hathaway, don't even get me started with her. I love that woman. She's awesome. So I think this movie is really, really good. Or really gonna be really good. Sorry about that. And I look forward to seeing how it turns out. But let me know what you guys think about this movie in the comments down below. Are you interested in checking out Alone at Dawn? All right, guys, go ahead and move on to our next movie news topic. And our next movie news topic is kind of going to chuck it up to a rumor, but some people have reported that this has gone on. But so let's go ahead and take a look here. A secret screening of the next DCU movie Supergirl has taken place at Warner Brothers. Let's go ahead and take a look at this article here. A quiet showing of Supergirl was held on the Burbank lot for select executives and members of James Gunn's circle, has sparked positive reactions, with scoopers hinting at a strong early impressions. Written by, oh, excuse me, guys, I missed my place here. Written by Ann Nargors. Suck it. Anyways, rougher, grittier, edgier, and funnier. Her take on Kara Zor-El appears to have a. Hold on. Sorry. Her grittier, funnier, rougher take on Kara Zor-El has appeared to resonated with Gunn's team, reportedly enthusiastic about the film's emotional depth and tonal shifts. While officially Jesus Christ, I can't read right now. While official details remain under wraps, insiders suggest that early feedback may be surfacing in coming weeks, potentially setting the stage for a teaser or promotion rollout ahead of the June 2026 release. We will be getting a Supergirl trailer for Avatar Fire and Ash. I have no doubt about that. Like, mark it here. I said it. We definitely will be getting a Supergirl trailer for the Avatar Fire and Ash trailer. Excuse me, guys. I got like something on my forehead here. But yeah, I think it's interesting that they are even allowing information like this out, because most of those executive screenings and executive information like that, or insider information like that, wouldn't even be going out to the public for any reason. We didn't hear anything about this regarding Superman or anything like that. So I'm very curious as to why this information got leaked. I think personally, let's say this is true, I think the studio leaked it just to get the hype going. You know, we had Superman, which did really successful, continue doing good on streaming. Peacemaker's doing good. And they really want to start up the marketing for Supergirl ahead of its release, because we're a couple, how many months out are we? We're about we're six. We're about 7, 8. We're about 8, 9 months out from Supergirl's release, so it makes sense for them to start the marketing, which I think will start mostly around the release of Avatar Fire and Ash, which makes sense, I think, because the amount of eyes you're going to be getting, you're probably be getting a Doomsday trailer, so it'd be awesome to see a Supergirl trailer, a Doomsday trailer ahead of Fire and Ash. But it's exciting to hear how people are enjoying this movie, the tonal shifts and stuff like that. I can't wait to see Lobo and everything of that sort. I think this movie is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and I think it's nice to have Supergirl get her spot in the sunlight. And I like that James Gunn said that she's going to be one of the four pillars of the DCU, because everyone always focuses on Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and it makes sense for Supergirl to be one of those pillars, especially because she's more of a galactic character, I guess you can say, since she's off Earth and more outer worldly, since she goes to planets with red suns and gets drunk, as we saw at the end of the Superman movie. So just exciting news, and I'm really interested in seeing how this film turns out. But let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think there was an actual screening of Supergirl, and are you excited to hear good news about it so far? All right, guys, that being said, let's go ahead and move over to our last movie news topic of the day. And our last movie news topic, it was regarding Jason Bateman to direct John Grissom's The Partner for Universal, starring Tom Holland. Oh, well, Tom Holland's set to star. It's not guaranteed yet. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Emmy winner Jason Bateman will direct and executive produce The Partner, marking his third feature as director, with production led by Argon Films and Rideback Productions. Tom Holland is expected to star as Parker Langen, excuse me, a lawyer who fakes his death and steals $90 million, triggering a global manhunt. The film is based on Grauman's 1997 bestseller with Oscar winner screenwriter Graham Moore adapting the screenplay and Universal seeing development for a theatrical release. This sounds very interesting. Just that concept of a lawyer stealing money, faking his death, and moving on sounds pretty interesting to me. And it's interesting that Tom Holland would be interested in a film like this. I've been hearing. Okay, so Tom Holland's had a very interesting career from Spider-Man to Cherry. Anything outside of Spider-Man hasn't really hit for Tom Holland the way he's expected. Now, I heard that he is doing a film about a dancer actor. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but that I think has been filmed already, or they're continuing development of it. So it's interesting to see what he's selecting to do with his career. I know he said something about retiring early as he has kids. I'm not sure when that'll be. That's between him and Zendaya or whatever. But this is very interesting to see where he goes in his career. And Jason Bateman has always directed interesting projects, at least the three that I know that he's done. Hold on, I want to make sure that I'm getting the right movies that he's directed before I tell you guys, because maybe he just starred in them and I thought he directed them. I just want to be sure here. No, that's a TV show. No, that's a TV series. Where's the film? The Family Fang. Bad Words. That's the one I was thinking about. Bad Words. I haven't seen The Family Fang. Maybe I'll have to check that one out. But Bad Words was a good movie, and I think Jason Bateman did great directing it. And if he's directed things like Ozark and Black Rabbit for the shows that they are, I think he's a great director. So I'm interested to seeing what he does with a project like this. How he's gonna. I wonder if he's gonna emphasize some of the more comedic aspects of a story like this, and how he would handle the story. So I'm very curious what this will end up being. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Are you interested in seeing Jason Bateman direct this film, and are you interested in seeing Tom Holland star in this? All right, guys, that's a wrap for today's episode of the Truly Odd Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. And always, guys, remember, stay true, be odd.